Hey y'all, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and now talk about author's purpose, all right? So here's a strategy for author's purpose. Test takers expect to analyze the author's purpose and point of view, and we get ready for this by first reading our text, then asking, why did the author write this? What is he or she giving this information about here, and why? And what is the purpose of this text feature? And we want to jot our thinking and writing using text evidence. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of try this with the koala passage that we read yesterday. So if we look about keeping cool, we've already read our text, so I don't think there's a need to do that again. We want to ask, why did the author write this? Why is he or she giving us this information? But I'm going to start with the question of why did the author write this? So keeping cool, right? We learned about koalas and how they keep cool in the summer heat of mostly Australia. And so I think that's the purpose, right? The purpose of keeping cool is to inform, right? Give us information about how koalas use their bodies and tree trunks to keep cool in high temperatures. It also asks us to look at text features. We already kind of did that yesterday. We looked at these pictures of koalas and we said, right, this is maybe showing us how they keep cool. This picture is maybe showing us what a koala hugging a tree looks like. Okay, so we already did that work and that kind of goes along with the overall purpose of the article. And then we jot our thinking and writing using text evidence. Well, I did, right? Okay, because basically we learned that koalas do keep cool, and that's what we talk about throughout the article. All right, so I've got the author's purpose for keeping cool, right? The author's informing us about how koalas use their bodies and tree trunks to keep cool in high temperatures. All right, now let's look at the next passage, Spongers of the Sea. Advisors, what I think would be the most helpful is to maybe poll your class and see who's already read this passage, who still needs to read it. And if you're noticing that over 3/4 of your class, over half your class has not read this, maybe pause the video and go ahead and read this with your class super, super quickly. No need to annotate yet because this isn't really the mentor text, but it might just be good for all of y'all to be familiar with the text. All right, so let's assume that we've read it already. We want to now look at the steps, right? So we want to first read our text, which we should have done, and then we want to ask, why did the author write this, and what is he or she giving us this information here, and why, and what's the purpose of this text feature? Okay, so if we look back at our text, okay, Spongers of the Sea, we've got one text feature of the sponging dolphin. I think the author put this picture in to show us how the dolphin uses the sponge to hunt and protect its nose from getting injured. But if I look at the whole article, right, it's basically telling me how specific kind of dolphin, these spotted dolphins in Shark Bay, use a sponge to help them hunt for food and protect themselves when hunting at the bottom of the ocean so that their noses don't get cut or injured. So I'm going to write that down here, and I'm going to say the purpose of this article is to tell us how spotted dolphins in Shark Bay use a sponge to help them hunt without getting their noses injured. Cool. All right, so I've written down my purpose. Now, with every question, I want to look at the answer choice that best matches what I already wrote down, right? So I'm going to let y'all tell me, looking at these answer choices, what best matches the purpose I already wrote. Okay, awesome. If you put G, you are correct, right? The whole purpose of that article is to explain how dolphins use sponges on their nose as tools for hunting. Excellent. All right, y'all. So again, you're gonna work independently, just like you've been doing. If you would like to, if you've read the article already, you can look specifically at the ones highlighted in yellow and light blue to practice word meanings or author's purpose, or you can just go article by article, answering the questions. But please make sure if you're on campus, you're filling out your paper to show notes. And if you're a distance learning scholars, you're using the comment function and the highlighting tool to show your work on the Google Doc. When you've got 5 minutes left of class, that's when you'll go ahead and do your exit ticket. And other than that, that is all I have for y'all today. So have a beautiful day, work hard, and I'll see you in a couple of days.